So today, as you guys can see up on the screen, I wanted to talk a little bit about Digital World Acquisition Corp. This is Dwac stock. I'm sure you guys know what is going on here. Today I wanted to make a little bit of a video covering some Trump stocks and a lot of Trump stock news because there are a couple different things going on here. I want to talk about what Trump has actually come out and said about Truth Social recently, which is really, really cool to actually get to hear from him about what he thinks, the potential of this new social media and company and everything is. Whether you love, hate Trump or whatever, it definitely gives you more insight into the stock itself, the company itself, and whether or not they're going to be big, whether or not they're going to make money, because that's what we're here trying to do at the end of the day. It's not all about politics. It's not all about, who do you like, who do you not like, whatever. It's about trying to find companies that are going to be profitable, companies that are going to make money, whatever. So that's cool. We also have Cfvi news, some kind of a Rumble teaser or announcement, which is really, really cool. We're going to cover in this video. And then some more information about the Truth social media beta that actually had some news going on the last couple of days. So you guys don't want to miss this video. Definitely stick around to the end, get all the info so you know what's going on with all these Trump stocks. Definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I would appreciate that a ton, and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest content. So with that being said, let's get right into this. So again, Dwac stock, this thing had a crazy, crazy day. It opened a little bit below where we closed on Friday, but it came roaring back up. This thing was up 6-7% from where we opened, and then it kind of cooled off throughout the day going down, but it ended up being a pretty good day overall. 1.14% up for Dwac stock. After hours, up another 0.3%. So this is doing good, and this was on a day where a ton of stocks did really, really bad. Again, the Dow Jones down 1.23%, S&P down 1.14%, NASDAQ down 1.24%, Russell down 1.57%. So to be up at all today, let alone over 1% up, that's a very, very good sign for Dwac, because a lot of people see this as, the meme stock, the short squeeze stock, the SPAC that's like overvalued, a Trump and dump, whatever you want to call it. And the fact that it didn't sell off on a day where the market was looking pretty bad, and there was kind of a lot of blood in the streets everywhere, and a lot of stocks and companies and portfolios and everything was struggling. This could have very easily been a day where Dwac stock, tanked 3, 4, 5, 10%, which is totally not unheard of in these small market cap volatile stocks. But the fact that it held strong and even increased in value today, again, I think is, from my opinion, a pretty interesting and potentially pretty good sign of perspective. On the other side, we have Cfvi. This is the SPAC that's going to be merging with Rumble, the kind of video sharing platform that has some links to Trump and some links to Dwac and some links to True Social Media. They were down 0.75% today. They're down another 2% after hours, but I don't know. I don't really ever read too much into pre-market or post-market stuff because it's on low volume and it's very volatile and everything. But during the trading day today, being down 0.75%, again, that's not great. It's not like a good day. It's not like anything to celebrate about. But again, when you look at the broader market, CFVI did outperform the broader market today, which again, depending on what your viewpoint is or whatever, could potentially be seen as a good sign for a lot of these Trump stocks. It's not just Dwac, doing well and leading the way as always. It's, a lot of these Trump stocks following close and outperforming the market as well today, which was very, very interesting. Here is that post from the Dwac subreddit talking about Trump on Truth Social Media and crypto, where he actually gives, his thoughts and opinions on some of the stuff going on in the world right now. Again, we went from a couple years of having pretty much 24/7 Trump coverage, interviews, tweets, Facebook posts, all that stuff. And now we don't ever hear from him as much, which some people are very, very happy about, other people not so happy about. But either way, it's definitely a lot less entertaining, especially from, a market perspective and a stock analysis perspective, especially when you're talking about Trump stocks specifically. So let's see what he had to say, get some of his, kind of information about what's been going on with True Social, crypto, a bunch of this stuff.
An NFT.
Yeah, she's going to do great. She does really, she's got a great imagination.
What
By the way, and people love our former First Lady. I can tell you that. They really do. They love her. I go to the rallies. We had a massive rally in Alabama. So many signs. We love our First Lady. They really
What do you
love
think
her.
about crypto? Because, New York and Miami is
Yeah.
really getting cryptocurrency into their financial system.
Well, I never loved it because I like to have the dollar. I think the currency should be the dollar. So I was never a big fan, but it's building up bigger and bigger, and nobody's doing anything about it. And I know it so well. Look, I want a currency called the dollar. I don't want to have all these others, and that could be an explosion someday, like the likes of which we've never seen. It'll make the big tech explosion look like baby stuff. I think it's a very dangerous thing.
Let me ask you about Truth Social.
Yeah.
Yesterday, there was a story where Alejandro Mayorkas told Bloomberg that big tech is committed to censoring speech. They're saying it under the umbrella of misinformation.
Yeah.
Now, you're coming out with Truth Social.
It's going to be so big. It's going to
You're
be
going to
so
put Devin Nunes as the CEO, who I think is terrific, obviously.
He's fantastic.
But he's never run a company. How are you going to compete with Google and Twitter and these big tech companies?
We have no choice. It's not a question of we have no choice. I think it's going to be very big. You know, I had hundreds of millions between Facebook. I had Zuckerberg in one night. He said, "Congratulations, you're number one on Facebook." He said that in front of my wife and his wife. We had dinner. Can you believe this? We have dinner. Then 2 years later, he cancels us. But he said, "Congratulations, you're number one." You know what the impact was on Twitter and Instagram and all of them. Hundreds of millions of people. And then one day you have nothing. Now I send out, you know, Save America, and we get our word out. It's very important.
So, you know, they're obviously kind of interesting. Trump giving his thoughts and opinions on some different things. Obviously, cryptocurrency, which is interesting because, yeah, we do know that Melania just dropped like her NFT or whatever. So hearing that he doesn't necessarily love cryptocurrency and stuff is kind of interesting, kind of funny. You know, I don't really read too much into that. But talking about Truth Social Media, talking about how, you know, Devin Nunes is going to be running the company. He's never ran a company before, but he thinks he'll do a great job. So there's going to be people on both sides of that. You know, people that are going to love him being in place. Some people that are going to be like, hey, you know, this guy probably isn't the best person, you know, a brand new face to be running a company like this, but who knows? We'll have to see how that plays out. But then also saying that, hey, I was huge on a lot of different social medias, on Facebook, on Twitter. I had over, you know, hundreds of millions of followers and people, you know, interacting with the stuff. So obviously he thinks he understands social media to some extent and what people like and engage with and interact with. And, you know, he's going to be posting on Truth Social Media. He's going to be posting on Rumble, and I believe already is posting on Rumble. And he thinks, obviously, with his star power and kind of not only national, but international fame, might be able to get some people over to this stuff and might even be able to get a lot of people over to this stuff, which, again, is going to be very, very valuable. Who knows exactly how much money, how much revenue, how much profits, whatever we're talking about, or how much growth or how fast it's all going to be and how well they'll be able to execute, because you can get people to try out your product, you know, like with a Trump or any kind of celebrity or whatever. But if the product sucks, they won't stick around. They'll leave. They won't be there. But if the product is good, it'll be sticky and it'll get them to, you know, keep coming back and keep wanting more and keep wanting to interact and start making content of their own, which is how you get, you know, in this ecosystem that is really sustainable, where, you know, just people coming back to Trump posts for the rest of time is not really realistic or sustainable at all. But it is interesting. And, you know, he does think that this is going to be very, very big. And obviously, you know, maybe this would have been better, you know, during more of the height of his career where, you know, more of his business days or even his presidency, and we're, you know, a little bit removed from the heights of Trump mania, but, you know, still potentially has a very, very interesting shot at working out. But, you know, it was cool to actually hear what he has to say about it, because we've just been hearing a lot from other people and a lot of speculating recently. Also, we do have this from Rumble Video tweeting out, you know, this like Rumble cloud looking picture or whatever, and they just say it's coming cloud. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. Obviously that got a lot of people hyped up and excited. This tweet was today as well, so you know, that's definitely some news that's going to help out Cfvi. But again, if Cfvi does well, if Rumble does well, that's also going to help out Dwac. That's also going to help out all the Trump stocks, knowing that they might have a big announcement, a big unveiling, a big you know, just news dropping very, very soon, because obviously it's coming, but this did get people excited. And then finally, the news about the Trump Truth Social beta. The beta for Trump's Truth Social gets located online yet again. Kind of funny. But the testing version of Truth Social Media disappeared after Trump's social media site was located once again. A test version of the Truth Social was located online this week, less than 2 months after the mobile beta was taken over by a handful of journalists and trolls. So this has already happened. I don't know what's going on with their security or whatever, why they can't get this stuff figured out. If that's a bad sign, but what is a good sign is that means they actually have a product that's up and working. They, you know, we heard they had a beta that was invite only going, that it was running or whatever. So to know that somebody, you know, joined it and was trolling on it and got all these other people to join it, it's good and bad. And maybe they leaked it out on purpose to get people checking it out and get people talking about it, to get a news story. I don't know for sure. But it's also good that, hey, it's real. It is out there. It does exist. Here is the webpage. Here's what it looks like. Truth Social. Right now, this is just obviously a very, very bare bones, clean, simple page and stuff. I do want to see like what the timeline's going to look like, what posts are going to look like. Are they going to have algorithmic, featuring of posts and content or whatever? Or is it going to be chronological? How engaging it's going to be? What is that user interface going to look like? What's the user experience going to be like? So many things that are going into it. But again, this is still early days, still early stages. This is still just the beta. Obviously, we've heard that Trump, Truth Social does expect things to go live in 2022. We're just a couple weeks away from that. Not that it has to happen January 1st of 2022, but just knowing that they are on kind of a shortened timeline of getting things up and moving. And they already had to delay the beta once, so hopefully they don't have a ton of other delays, if you do want this thing to take off. But registration data for the domain indicates the URL was first secured on October 21st, less than 24 hours after the mobile beta was taken offline earlier this year. A hacker claiming affiliation with Anonymous told the Daily Dot at the time they had located the mobile beta after searching for the name of the developer for the platform's unreleased iPhone app. The mobile beta was publicly exposed to the open internet, allowing anyone with access to register an account. This gave numerous individuals, including journalists, the ability to register accounts on as high-profile individuals such as Trump and Mike Pence. The beta did get pulled offline shortly after. So obviously it's not a great sign that it's having to get taken down, that it's getting pulled off, because they probably want their beta up and running so they can get information and testing and stuff out about it. But again, it is good that it does exist. And then we also see here's actually, some screenshots of what this thing looks like. Again, not much going on here. I mean, it kind of looks like Twitter, kind of looks like Facebook, whatever, but it's just really simple, really clean. And, it could be good, could be bad. Again, we're going to have to see how exactly it all works out. But, just a lot of the, big Trump stock news coming out today. A lot of big different stories that I wanted to get all out to you guys. All these stories I don't think were a video in and of themselves, but together, hopefully this was a lot of good information and kind of keeping you guys up to date in a good way. So definitely drop a like if you guys did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about the Trump stocks right now? What do you think about Truth Social? What do you think about Cfvi or Dwac or whatever? I'd love your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, save today, and all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.